Alright. It has been a few months. Last time I played Sky was probably, and that's the thing, if you're watching this in the future, it means nothing, but the last time I played anything really to any serious extent was early April? Early April was, I think, the last time I booted up Sky in any serious manner. I booted it up about a month ago to actually show a friend at a gig, and they downloaded the game, actually, in front of me. So they were impressed with how the game looks, so there you go, that game company. I helped sell you a copy of this game, even though this game is free. So, here's the thing. I have been away from anything regarding Sky. Also, hi, by the way. It's been a few months if you've been watching this concurrently, like, as I've been putting stuff out. I'm sorry about that. But I've been very, very busy. A lot of work, some travel, a lot of gigs, a lot of projects, I've been very busy. I have a very, very long list of things I can talk about that I probably won't be able to cover today. And today is kind of a weird in-between part where most of what I'm doing is probably going to be just talking about stuff that I've done the past few months to try and get that out of the way before we start making more regular videos again. So, first things first. I haven't touched Sky. I booted it up once at like the start of June. This is towards the end of June now. I put a post out at the end of like May saying that I would get back to at least putting out a video sometime in June. I didn't know when. Oh, my voice is already dying because I haven't done this in a while. Let me see, do I have water? 1 second. I've been talking a lot lately these past few days too, so sorry. Also, I hope the audio quality is fine. This is going to be part of what I talk about and such, but yeah. So, I haven't touched this game in a while, and I did hear some murmurings through like Instagram and stuff that they had changed Avery Village, and I did kind of briefly glance through that maybe about a month ago when I booted this up to show somebody, and I was like, oh, that's like, a month ago that would have been great to show because I had a reaction about it, just like, oh, this doesn't look great. I haven't walked around or anything. I just saw this and I was like, oh, okay. They changed it and it looks kind of ugly. Right. So also it kind of clashes a lot with the core design work of this area, really. I think they cleaned this up since last time I looked at it. It looks like they've added like some rock formations around the portals to kind of enclose it to make it look more natural. I want to say a month ago when they first did this. I'm not sure if this was just me looking at, because I just looked at it and then I turned off my phone because I was just showing it to somebody. I don't know if like these formations were here or not. They might have been, but I swore it was just the gates. I don't know. It looked kind of ugly at a first glance. Also, I don't know what, I know that there's a new season going on and such. I'm out of the loop. I'm out of the loop on Sky for a few months, really. So that's kind of what this is for me kind of to re-ingratiate myself a bit into the game. Not to any serious extent, but just to take a look and see what's going on. Because apparently a lot of stuff is... which is funny, because of course once I stop playing the game, a bunch of stuff changes. But, yeah, this is kind of me just kind of taking a looky-loo, seeing what has happened. And talking about a few things to get it out of the way so I don't just monologue through other parts. This is a big monologue video, so if you like that, you might enjoy this. I have no idea how long I'm gonna go on this today. It might be an hour, it might be 2 hours, I have no idea. In any case, so they changed the gates here in Avery in spring of 2026. That will date this video. I am sorry. This whole thing is dated, which is fine, because in a previous part, during the Season of Fortunes, or whatever, back from like February or March, I talked about how a kind of a point of this playthrough is to kind of chronologue and just record and play through some of the game at my own leisure and enjoyment to kind of capture stuff like this, because this is an MMO and it will go away someday, and changes like this will be either logged or not. People's opinions of it in the future will be less relevant because the game will be gone and people playing it will have entirely different feelings about it than people who are playing it in the present. I don't know. That's some deep psychological, metaphysical stuff. What happened to the... What happened? Oh. Where's the bar? Where's the diner cafe place? We got the therapy room over there still. Oh no, this looks wrong. Oh, that's the thing. I haven't seen fully what they've done. Wait a minute, wasn't this where the theater was? This was where the theater was. Now it's that mapstone that was like over here or whatever. Where? I feel like Porky Pig right now. What's going on here? What's going on here, Jerry? Jerry! Mr. Jerry Seinfeld, what's going on here? It is really weird to just not have music over here. So they've entirely separated the Eye of Eden area, the end area of the game. Huh. And they gave it no music. And they broke apart this for some reason. I don't know if this has relevancy like earlier in somebody's playthrough of this game, if in like you're not able to pass this or some such, I don't know, or if it's just a stylistic choice. It is a choice. I'm really curious now if that weird out-of-bounds black box that's off to the side of Avery Village, if that's even still there anymore. What does this node say? Do the one who do you like more. I just want to... I don't know what that means. Okay. What is that? Okay. Whatever. Right. Yeah, today's part is nothing serious, no story, no nothing like that. This is me just kind of taking a look back into this game, like I've been playing video games, but I haven't played Sky, I haven't played like Assassin's Creed or anything like that. I haven't touched anything that I've been normally doing on the channel of late. I played an amount of Final Fantasy X on my PlayStation Vita about a month ago. I almost beat the game again. But I dropped it because I've also been under construction for the past month. The office that I do stuff in here, which is the room that I'm in right now, has been in construction for the past month. I got new flooring, redid a lot of stuff on the walls. I have 7 new shelves that are coming tomorrow that I need to mount onto the walls. So, like, I actually have the TV. I'm still using my regular TV, and the setup has been kind of rearranged. But, which is where I'm just like, I hope the audio quality is good, because I've also moved my computer setup to a new desk that's like 3 times the size of my old one. And I think the mix is alright on my voice from what... Let me check the... I'm getting a little paranoid. It looks fine. It looks fine to me. We'll change it maybe if it needs to. I'll tweak it maybe. It's pretty much close to what I had before. But a lot of furniture, a lot of construction, a lot of stuff going on. So, yeah. I'm looking at my TV right now at, like, a weird 40-degree angle in a chair, in my office chair. Because it's, like, pulled away for a cabinet that needs to be removed for me to put up more shelves and stuff. So, it's just, like, this is kind of an awkward thing. But I also wanted to make at least a video this month, like I said I was going to, before I get back into some more construction stuff, and I also am still doing a gig and stuff right now this next weekend, so it's just like, busy. I won't be as busy in July, which is nice, because that will be the first time in months where I will be relaxing a little bit. So, in any case, yeah, where is the movie room now? This. What is this now? Hold L2 and press. So it just gives you a tutorial to look at the map. The map itself looks the same. I am curious. Home is still on the map. I'm curious if it does actually still exist with the weird way that they've changed some stuff around. I know that the current season going on, or is about to go on, or something, I think it's going on right now, is about Vincent van Gogh, which I found really, really funny and weird when they showed that at the Summer Games Fest or whatever it is that Jeff Keighley has. Visually, because I like Van Gogh's work. I have researched a lot about it. Some of my work is influenced of itself as an artist. My mother is obsessed with him. But like I find it funny that it's just such a random out of pocket thing to me. Like visually it can work. It can absolutely work in this game engine to depict stuff like that. It's like Last Day of June. I recommend looking up Last Day of June. It's by OVO Studios or something. They don't exist anymore. It's on Nintendo Switch and PlayStation and such. I think Switch is the only one that had a physical copy made of it. But it looks very Van Gogh-y. It's very visually impressive. It's a walking sim/puzzle game. I really enjoy it. The music is all instrumentals from Steven Wilson, one of my favorite and most influential artists to me, musically and creatively. And it's based off of some of the artwork made by Hajo Mueller, who did the artwork for a few of Steven's albums. And it's just a really, really, really interesting collaborative art project / video game. And I highly recommend it. Anyway, aside from that, the Van Gogh stuff, it can absolutely work in this engine. I just find it like a really weird... That's like choosing Mondrian or somebody, just like a famous artist, Da Vinci, Picasso, just some random famous artist, and putting them into Sky. It's just like, okay, like Da Vinci can work visually with this engine. It looks very nice what they've done from the screenshots I've seen of it, but it just seems kind of random. It's more random than like Moomin or Little Prince, in my opinion. In any case, yeah, I'm just gonna kind of keep walking around, just like trying to figure out where they put the cinema room. Did they just delete it? Did they get rid of it entirely? We have the music room. They've added some people to be up here. We have the therapy room. We have this entryway into the music hall still. We still have this kind of flag wheel. What the heck was that noise? I mean, I will say that there seems to be a lot more villager activity here. You also have more... They have introduced... I think they talked about this on an Instagram post or something, how they were trying to not have just the shadow ghost character models like these in your game when you're logged in, but they want to have like some of the more generic ones that you see in like the music hall kind of run around as well, to make it look a little more populated as well. I just find some of this kind of weird and forced. Like, I don't think it's the worst. It's going to take a lot of getting used to, because this thing, Avery Village had a bit of a flow to it in its design work. It had a proper introduction and such. It didn't just have these in front of you to just immediately go into when you log in, which I get that. I get that this is an app, quote unquote, and they want you to just get in on your phone and get into the realms and do your dailies and make everything quicker for you and such. I play this on console, man. I don't care about that. I'm here to like actually experience this as a video game. And I'm gonna get a little hippie here. When you break that feng shui of this town design that had already been established and was well thought out, this seems really kind of forced, and I don't want to say contrived, but just like unnecessary. This just seems really unnecessary for a player like me, which is a little not annoying, but just kind of unfortunate, because I thought it was totally fine before. I enjoyed having to go through the town to get to the portals, because that gave me a moment of choice. It wasn't like some sort of like I need to go into a thing and do a thing right now because I'm on my phone. It was like, I'm going to have a great time in Sky, taking a look at the town and such, kind of moseying, just having a nice experience with it in my personal manner. That's kind of me. It's like walking into Disney World, and instead of just walking through, what's the first area? The Magic Kingdom. Instead of just like taking a walk through the Magic Kingdom, you're given like the first thing that you see is, what are they called? They have these at zoos sometimes around here. I guess you could call them buggy stalls. Some zoos around here use like cart buggies to drive people around to different parts of the zoo from out of the gate. It's kind of like that. It's very automated, and it's kind of insinuating, hey, you don't need to just enjoy the zoo. We want you, if you want to get to like the giraffes or the zebras or the lions that are on like the other side of the zoo right now, you don't have to walk through the rest of the zoo. And it's like, I'm not that kind of guy who wants that. I want to go through the zoo. Not that this is a zoo in itself, although the players I've interacted with, it may as well be a bit of a zoo because they're all over the place and they're quite the sights to see sometimes. But yeah, it's from an architectural design and layout setup, it comes off like that to me. It just comes off very the priority is not there. The priority of the player experience slash more so the visitor experience of this place is now kind of on par with that, instead of a Disney World kind of thing, or like like Orlando, Universal Orlando or something. That is stuff that I think about while designing my shows and stuff. It's like I want the random person coming into one of my gigs or shows to have that Disney experience. And what I see here is not that. It used to be. It used to be. Now I see it's like walking into a carnival and you're affronted with a bunch of candy stands and such. So, I don't know. That's my take. It's not like, oh, I hate this. I'm not that kind of guy. This is more just like, yes, I see what they're doing. It just seems kind of shallow, and it's not really my vibe personally, man. But yeah. It seems that this is where and same with this, they moved the diner thing like right up here in the entryway. Why? It's so cramped up here now. The front entryway is just like so cramped with shit. Oh, yeah. Whatever. It's here for now. To my understanding, it's here to stay, so it's whatever. I'm just now gonna have fond memories of. That's another thing, is I'm glad I played the game back when it had that other layout, because I'm kind of gonna miss it a bit. I wish they give you like an option to go between them. That would be nice. It's not like they've deleted that data. I would hope that they haven't pulled a Square Enix, Squaresoft 1999 situation where they just erased that completely from any sort of hard drive. What are these guys doing up here? What is this? This sign has nothing on it. What is this? What the? Okay, so they I was trying to double check here. They did change the interior of the cafe place as well. The exterior is now correct, and they blocked off this other side. Have people figured a way to go out of bounds here? Have people figured out ways to get out of bounds here yet? I want to see. That would be amazing. Because in theory, quote unquote, it would be pretty much the same as it was before. Because people used to go out of bounds over here. That's what we used to do. No, I don't want to chat. Yeah, this is very much me just kind of poking around today. Anyway, so those the movie theater room seems to just be kind of missing unless I just haven't found it yet. I'm gonna keep looking for it. Not the same one again, man. We'll try one more time. And if not, we're gonna go mosey about. Okay, let's try this guy. It's the same one. Whatever, we're out of here. Maybe someday we'll enter the new Liminal Avery, whatever that looks like, because they clearly changed it. Which is also interesting because that means that the old Liminal Avery that we were poking around in before in previous parts, in theory, is either different or gone, or I don't know. I think this is the Van Gogh one. I don't really want to click it yet. We might check it out today. What is in the inbox? Player-to-player friendship system. The update. Plenty to do in Sky. Presence in Sky. I don't care. That was a new message from 22 minutes ago. Because that's the thing. We still have to finish the main story of the game, quote-unquote, outside of the Eye of Eden stuff. The stuff for this guy, the Hopeful Steward. We are at the last 2 missions for him. Mission, I want to say 8 and 9, or 7 and 8, whichever ones they are. I forget which numbers they are. But I know this dude in the red cape is one of them. I think he's the last one. And then there's another one somewhere else that I don't know where they are that is relevant to that. I don't think that they changed anything inside the building, so I'm not going to look at that. But yeah, it kind of just looks like the theater room is just gone. Once again, unless they just moved it somewhere else. Like inside one of the other buildings. I want to check the therapy room real quick. No, it's the same. I'm going to quickly check these, actually. Just do a glance inside. I don't expect them to have changed anything in here. I feel like it would be overly cumbersome. Like, it's simple for them to move the gates around and just kind of add a little bit of some rock geometry and just, you know, try to rearrange a few things existing in Avery already, but rearranging the shops, I feel like, would be a lot more cumbersome of a process. Yeah, they moved the costume stuff all the way over here. They shrunk down the entrance to the music area. It used to be a whole thing, which is funny because in, like, the more recent last parts that I did, I talked about how the little alcoves that these rivers ran to kind of led to nothing, but they were very interesting liminal-esque places that other players didn't seem to visit too much, but the ones who did, and they left messages, they were like the MVPs. They knew about it. They knew about these secret little places that other people didn't really care about that were right out in the front of the opening area. And that was cool. That was cool, damn it. And now it's gone. Wait, so what does it look like from back out here? Oh, that's also interesting. There's like a weird little cave entrance that seems to lead to nothing here. I'm curious what that's about. This is also interesting because they have covered up the path that you normally start on. Weird. Oh yeah, they cleaned... Wow, okay, yeah, they changed this outer area behind the town drastically. It used to be kind of bigger a little bit, and then there was a lot more like bells and other things kind of strewn around. They kind of just dumped everything into a pile right here at the beginning. It's almost like telling people don't come back out here. Huh. Which is also interesting because there's this over here. Is this the pad to go to... Yeah, this is the pad... This is where they moved the pad to go back to the home area, like the OG home area. I kind of want to take a look at that and see if they changed anything with it. Okay. No, I feel like the gate for Avery itself, I don't remember it being dark like that, but I think this is mostly the same. I remember during a recent event that they were having back while I was playing this months ago, they had like a pier back here, but I think that was for like the Days of Love thing or something. It all kind of blends together when you stop caring about it. Okay. Yeah, like, I'll get used to this. I do think that, like, these weird, like, rock arches they've put over it, they just look kind of... It looks kind of weird because it doesn't look like it's natural with the regular tower, which... Did they do anything to this? It doesn't really look like it. I do want to check about that black square, though, real quick. So this will just take a few minutes. We just have to get up high into the clouds. But yeah, so, okay, those are my first impressions of the new Avery Village. I think it's unnecessary. I think it is not very well designed. I don't think it's offensive. And I'm gonna get used to it, but... I think it lacks a lot of the original kind of intent of charm and... What's the word? Presentation? There's a core word with, when you're trying to create a thematic experience for people in your project or whatever you want to call something like this, or, you know, event, gig, game, art, anything. It's the presentation. How is someone else going to view it? You have to subtract yourself from that and see... Not really see, but, like, think about, like, outside of yourself, how does this react with the existing or new material? I don't think this does it in the worst way possible, but I do think that it's not super well thought through. And it's very clear that it's to cater to mobile users. That is absolutely the paramount thing. It's very clearly designed for that, which is unfortunate. Even though I know that that is, like, the core market. Alright, so there was a black cube out of bounds over here before. I want to see if it is still there. I think I have to get to the top of the clouds, actually, to get to see it. If I'm remembering right. We last did this, like, back in, I don't know if it was February or March. I'm glad they haven't done anything with the control scheme, to be honest. Okay, so let's see what's different. I can tell you the cloud field itself looks almost identical to what it was before, if not is identical. Yeah, it's... So they change Avery Village, but they still have that out there. Okay. Interesting. I still don't know what that is. If that is anything. It's still there, though. And we still can't get to it. Alrighty. I think that's my cap off on anything with Avery Village in terms of thoughts for the moment. So, wait a minute. Does that mean that the theater is only accessible through the Tower of the Vault of Knowledge? Also, this is kind of weird now. You have these, like, intentionally designed, like, little rivers and stuff up here that were supposed to flow into... They had waterfalls. It's actually reacting really weird to the character model. It's fine at the surface. While I was diving there... Yeah, it's just kind of, like, acting really weird here. Okay, yeah, I don't know what's going on there. These rivers at the top of the wall surrounding the tower, they used to have waterfalls that went off. It looked like the other side still had its waterfall, but another point of them is that they kind of flowed in and kind of actually gave a reference point for this river over here, but looks like they gave this like its own little river if this wasn't here before. I don't remember if it was or not. So they at least thought about that to give a little bit of some supporting context for that river. What is this? Just something that's broken? Okay. Right. So, what do we do first? Yeah, I just find that part really bizarre. Like, that whole mural is gone from over here. That was an important mural to some of the key lore of the game. And it's also, like, something you first see at the beginning of the game to give you an impression. Oh, they moved it over here. Why? It's a big wall, sure, but you can't really look at it that well anymore. Oh, yeah, that's, So, they left that, and then they moved your character down here with a few regular candles. Yeah, this it just doesn't seem very well thought out. Like I have to like approve and help design sets and stuff for a lot of productions or gigs or things like that as well. I know plenty about level design. I'm a photographer, I'm an artist and such. This just seems so jank is the clear word to use for this. Like, you put this whole ass mural that you're supposed to look at way up here on a big wall because you can. Honestly, wouldn't it make more sense to just, even if you're going to get rid of the whole movie theater entrance area, wouldn't it have made more sense to put it back over where this rock was, where it was originally, behind this rock, and just like flatten out and extend maybe this into some sort of monolith with it on it? If you're going to also do some terraforming, you can do that. You very clearly can do that. You're the developers, and you did put some new rock formations. Why'd you have to make this concave like this? Just make this like a monolith with that map and the little character sprite on it back together, and presentable in a rather more interesting way than off to the side above the character customization stuff. I don't know. I'm a director, so it's my it's kind of my job to kind of ask these questions and critique stuff like this. Is, can we not do this better? That is actually quite literally what I'm paid to do. So, and to make sure it's done well. So, when I see that, I'm just like, I feel like if you have the tools, which you clearly have, it could have been done a little cleaner and more presentable. But that's enough about that. So... Right. I kind of want to go into the vault and see if the movie theater is still accessible from there, because now I'm questioning if it even still exists. Because clearly they feel that it's not relevant enough to have in Avery Village if they're willing to remove it. I don't see it in there, so I'm assuming it's removed from there. Okay, outside of this game, getting back onto topics about me and such. So, I'm currently still using the original DualSense controller that I have been using for this playthrough. That has a little bit of, it has a little bit of drift to it, not too much. But I did buy a new DualSense. I just haven't unboxed it and, you know, like set it up. So I do have a new controller for my PS5 that hopefully in theory will not have drift, which the drift thing is still bizarre because I treat this controller really nicely. And I don't even have drift on my Joy-Cons for my Switch, and that's a day one Switch. So that would be surprising to a lot of Switch owners. I've never had drift with that console, really. Oh. So, future me is going to edit in some pictures here, but, and also, let me write down... Okay, we're 36 minutes in. Okay. At least on my recording time. So, I did get the Art of Skies art book. And it's very nice. I have yet to read it or, like, you know, like undo the cellophane on it. I have yet to link up the Star NFC chip that's in the back of the book to get whatever the special wireframe dev mode, whatever that is supposed to be. I don't entirely know what that still entails, and I own the book because I haven't used that on my account yet. And it's weird because I have been getting quite a few art books lately. I got the special art and development book for Riven and Mist from Cyan Inc. And alongside on the same day, I had received the Assassin's Creed Valhalla Deluxe Edition art book. Because as you know, if you know me, you know I love Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and I've been putting off getting that book. And the deluxe edition of it with the lithograph and the special slipcase and artwork and such, and the limited edition, just other stuff with it, that's actually getting very rare. It's been out of print for about a year and a half, and I've been trying to find one that's not like $100, and I did find one brand new that wasn't. I had to import it from Canada. But, yeah, I got both of them at the same day. You can see here that the Art of Sky book, I expected it to be small, but it is a little tinier than I thought. I thought it'd be a little taller, but I have a banana for scale on both of them next to each other just to kind of show you how big they are. And after I had ordered the book, I realized upon reading the description, I thought that the little posters that it came with were actually like full-sized posters. Like, I have some Super Smash Brothers, Wii U, and 3DS posters from years ago from Club Nintendo and stuff that I was going to replace their frames with posters of these. And I can't do that because these posters aren't really posters. They're almost like little art sheets. They're like about the size of a regular piece of paper, but a little smaller, actually. They're not very big. They're very nice, and they also did include like a free sticker sheet. I need some more water, sorry. A new sticker sheet and like a little clear plastic Dark Dragon thing. I don't know exactly what it is. It's like the size of a credit card, but it's just a clear piece of plastic with a Dark Dragon on it. I don't know what it's for, really. The funniest thing, though, so I have the art book. I haven't done anything with it yet. I'm looking at it on my shelf next to the Valhalla book right now. And I will, by the time the next video of this or the next video I do of anything goes up, I will have read it. And I will have used the star. I'm still debating if I want to do the star thing, the star functionality, to get that special thing for this account. like prior to starting to then just immediately see if it worked, because the information about this stuff is still kind of vague to me. I don't know if it's like a one-time thing or if it's I'm pretty sure it's a permanent thing to my Sky account, or I don't, because on eBay you see people trying to resell like the pins and such for the fast travel stuff, and a lot of them say like the star feature is not available or something. And I read up, I did research about a month ago. I did a lot of research on this stuff while I was planning on buying this book, and I was really surprised about what I found. So this is weird. This is a weird part of business and finance and sub-brand contracting kind of stuff. So once again, it's just like, it's so dry in this room, and I've been talking a lot. So how to start with this? So that game company sells these art books and generally their merch under it seems like some sort of either sub-brand license, like some sort of sub-brand division, but it's a separate LLC. So it's its own separate business, still run by the top execs of that game company. It's called That Memory LLC. And it's weird. So That Memory LLC seems to... I'm not entirely sure how their connection, like who owns who with that game company, if they own that game company or if that game company owns That Memory LLC. I don't know that part of it. Regardless of that, That Memory LLC essentially manages like all the merchandise, the design aspect of the merchandise, and runs the contract work with factories and producers in China to manufacture the products and, you know, have all that work out. The book came from China, it came from Shanghai. I've ordered plenty of stuff out there and it's all fine normally. But yeah, so that's like the weird business part, is that like they have another LLC attached to them that runs a lot of that end of things. But I noticed that a lot of the products have this NFC technology, and I know Nintendo has patents for NFC technology regarding amiibos and stuff. So I was really curious about that inner working legally. Like, do they have to license stuff with Nintendo to be able to do this? Absolutely not. That's the weird part. This is an entirely different functionality of NFC tech that Memory LLC actually owns legal patent rights to. And I had to look that up just like out of curiosity. I'm like, oh, there's a little legal rabbit hole here. Okay. So That Memory LLC, which is like, it's the two people who run that game company. They have their name on the patents for this stuff. I forget their names at the moment. But yeah, there are patents for the NFC technology for the Star system specifically. And I have... Let me read it out, actually, because I have the image of the patent on my computer. I'm not going to post it. Oh, wait, was it on my... Nope, it wasn't on my computer. It's on my phone. Let me go to my phone. Yep. My phone images. Where is it? Or is it on my computer and I'm misremembering? I don't see it on my phone, so it would probably be on my computer. Let me check a few folders real quick. This is kind of interesting to me, at least. Oh, you know what? That's why I'm like, it's not in my photos on my phone. It's not in the photos on my computer. I have it bookmarked. I have the whole patent bookmarked on my browser. So here we go. Here we go. Oh, what is this? Unauthorized. What? What do you mean unauthorized? patents assigned to that memory LLC, U.S. government database information. So, 2022, 2023 to Genova Xinghan Shen, Amy Lee Gussen, that memory LLC, near field communication enabled smart device connectivity. So I think I found it again. It's been... Oh, I see. The URL has shifted actually in the past year. That's weird. Not year, but like past month. Okay, I think I found it again. Yeah. This is the same one. Cool. So... I'm going to take this information. Sorry if you can hear my keyboard. Some people like hearing keyboards. Public patent search, U.S. government. Right, found it. Patent number 121313338. Date published October 29th, 2024 by Genova Xihang Chen, Amy Lee Gussen, Peter Lee, Jeffrey Eckert Scott, Lang Yu, Kunal Langjuar, Botao Hu. If I have butchered any of those names, I am very sorry, but that information is public by the U.S. government. Okay, so filed on December 20th, 2022, That Memory LLC and That Game Company Inc., based out of Santa Monica and Bellevue. Okay, so the abstract, so the point of this is, and I know that my character is sleeping because yes, this is legal stuff, and this is only stuff that people like me care about. But the inner, if you've been on this channel long enough, you know I care about the inner workings of stuff. So, a system and method for identifying and authenticating a physical article to a virtual environment. A physical article such as a decorative pin used in gameplay or some purchased article with anti-counterfeiting tag information. It may be scanned by a mobile device and verified by a mobile device application. Such a process may uniquely identify, keyword uniquely identify, a product as being associated with one particular customer, which may limit counterfeiting, and may also allow the article to be incorporated in some form into a game or virtual environment, such as in the form of an accessory for a game character. So when you buy that pin from the Sky Shop, and use it with your mobile device with the NFC chip in it, it is entirely a counterfeiting measure, well, anti-counterfeiting measure to limit it to just your account once. And it also, in theory, means that you have that permanently attached to your account unless the account is, deleted or something like that for some reason. But that is the limitations of the StarTech. It is just an NFC chip technology that is a one-time use only, and it is attached to your account that you used it with. Which explains to me why when you go searching for Sky merchandise on like eBay or other places that have been used, 99% of them say that they have no Star connectivity at all. But that is the fascinating thing to me, is this one-time use of NFC data transmission via merch, specifically merchandise, is patented by That Game Company. They own the rights to it, so it's not like Bandai Namco can come out with a pin of Pac-Man for a video game and let you download like Pac-Man skins or music or anything like that. You can't do that. So it is a different legal filing from something, say, like Amiibos or Lego Dimensions or other things like that, where there's specifically like a designated toy that allows you a reusable connectivity to that toy as an individual thing. These things essentially act kind of like gift cards in a way. If we want to be hyper, very, very, like redundant of, well, not redundant, but just, like demeaning in a way of what the star system is. It's kind of like gift cards. It's kind of like downloading a gift card or DLC. Like, it literally is DLC, but it operates similar to a gift card, which is interesting to me. And it's just really interesting. I'm scanning through this is a really long patent for such a simple thing. Like, I get they got to cover their bases legally with this stuff, but yeah, it's an interesting patent. I find it weird that my previous bookmark of it's just gone, but, it's the internet. Sometimes stuff gets moved around. But yeah, I was about to have a moment like, wait, did the patent die in the past month after I researched it? No, it's still there. It's still active. But yeah. So when I open up the book and take a look at it and such, I am under the assumption that when I use the star on the book, I will get that content / ability, because it's supposed to be like some sort of special development thing or whatever, onto the account, which will be interesting to test out. We'll see. Is there anything else? Oh, that's a great thing that I wrote down in my notes for this. They're not Better Business Bureau accredited. That's really funny to me. They have apparently been denied they have failed whatever check, like that game company and that Memory LLC have apparently failed like qualification for the Better Business Bureau, which I don't know how that kind of work environment works, but that is actually a thing apparently. From me researching this, they are not accredited by the BBB. That's just a really funny little trivia thing. Yeah, I talked about I'm just looking at my notes now. I talked about the Valhalla art book. I'm just really surprised that art book has become so expensive. I had to import a copy from Canada because every copy that I could find from America and such in English was really expensive, like around $100 or something for like a new copy of it. And I only found one copy from Canada, and it was around regular MSRP price. And I actually got it a little lower through talking with the seller. And because, like import fees and all that stuff, and I'm going to pay right away. So it's just like, they did me a little bit of a solid on that. And I do have a copy now. Outside of that, The Witcher 3 is getting DLC. That's a really, really weird one. I'm going to see if the movie theater still exists now. It looks like it does. It's just here. Yeah, okay, it still exists. It's just off over here now, so you have to find it. Okay. But yeah, The Witcher 3 is getting new DLC next year, apparently. I saw the trailer for it. It looked interesting. They essentially showed nothing. They showed Geralt walking out of Corvo Bianco in Toussaint, which is fine. Having trouble making friends. In person, no. In this game, yeah. I have plenty of friends in real life. I have an idea to help you out. Play more Sky. You say hi first. Hi. That's the thing is, like, some of this is, like, so naive that it's in... I don't mean to say like baby talkish. You tell a jokes. It's just like this. It's weirdly charming. Laugh at them too. It's like it's so cut down to regular human behavior that it's charming in a weird way. I'm Violet and I'm 9.5. That explains the baby talk thing, but still. Yeah, it's just like you meet a lot of people, not specifically like interact with players, but you find a lot of nodes where they just talk really, really, really weirdly. And that part of it is really charming in a weird way. It's just fun. You talk with people, well, you don't talk with, but like you find people who speak in like weird half-broken English. They have weird mannerisms. They have weird intents. It's just like sociologically, which is why I was fascinated with the therapy room for a while, is just like sociologically, I could not recommend this to people studying psychology or sociology more than anything else. This is a fascinating test tube case study area for that kind of like social networking interaction of just people. It's just really weird. You have everything here. Okay, so yeah, the Witcher DLC stuff, like The Witcher 4 is supposed to be coming out soon. Oh, what the heck? What the... Huh? This was the DLC area before. Oh man, they got rid of the DLC area where I bought like my Sparrow Cape and such, I guess. Yeah, they must have just like got rid of it, maybe? Maybe that's just what... Okay. They replaced that with the movie theater entrance. Okay, that makes things not as weird. That really doesn't. Well, that really does. It makes it less weird. Okay. Good to know. I thought that was the same. I didn't even think about that. But yeah, Witcher 4 is supposed to be coming out soon. The Ocarina of Time remake was announced a week or so ago for me before I'm uploading this, and I think that is a game I don't own a Switch 2 at the moment. I don't really care to own a Switch 2 at the moment. I think the 10 seconds of the game that they showed give me some hope it'll be good. Nobody at this point still knows anything about it. But if it's good, it's good, and that would give me a reason to get a Switch 2 at some point. But I am totally okay with just watching other people I enjoy watching Nintendo content for at the moment play through it before I get one. I'm totally fine with that. But yeah, the Witcher 4 stuff is soon. Just the Witcher 3 DLC is really surprising to me. I was more surprised about it when they announced it because it's just so bizarre. How old was I? I was in like my late teens when The Witcher 3 came out and when I was playing Blood and Wine and such, and it's been over 10 years. It will be 12 years after that by the time this new random DLC is going to come out. So I don't know. I know why they've done it. I know it's because they want to promote Witcher 4 specifically, and they want to just make some extra... Like, it's not specifically CD Projekt Red making it. It's another company that they're subcontracting it out to develop it. I don't remember which dev team it is, but it's not like... It's some CD Projekt Red people, but it's mostly this other separate company doing it, because CD Projekt Red is making Witcher 4 right now. I do find it interesting that they delved back into the code for Witcher 3 specifically, because while they would still have it, as most people who know CDPR at this point know, most people know that most of the Witcher 3 team left during Cyberpunk's development because they hated it. That's kind of a very well-known thing with CDPR, is most of the dev team left during Cyberpunk. And I'm just like, do you still have enough people to give to this other company to make a quality DLC 12 years, over a decade later, out of the game. That's my hesitation and question mark. I hope they do it right is all I'm gonna say. I will get it when it comes out. I will play it when it comes out next year, whenever it does. I think it comes out around this time next year. I will play it when it comes out, and I will view it the same way I view the rest of The Witcher 3. I will give it a solid critique. Witcher 3 is my favorite video game. It very much is. I love the books. I love the comics. I love the music. I have the records. I have most of the versions of the game for most consoles. I've done a full playthrough of it on PC with mods to break out of bounds and show a lot of how the game is made. I recommend my Witcher 3 playthrough if you are interested in anything like that. It's just a regular full playthrough. And from time to time or during some story beats, I kind of break the camera so we can kind of see how some things are running under the hood for the game, which is why I like doing that in this game too, and obviously why I just dictated some of the patent rights that that game company has for some of their technology regarding this game. Just like all the inner workings. How stuff ticks. Anyway, yeah, I'm still building this new office space. Assassin's Creed 4 Resynced comes out. Probably by the time this comes out, it'll be out in probably almost about a week or so. I have my copy pre-ordered. I am going to play it for the channel. I don't know how soon. I'm probably going to play it very briefly. Well, that's the thing is, like, I'm probably going to just play it for the channel. My annoyance with that is that I still haven't finished Assassin's Creed Mirage, just because I've been playing this, and obviously this construction stuff has been in the way, and my gig stuff, and I've been so busy the past 2.5, 3 months. Man, I haven't even, like, found the headspace to play this on my phone. So, we will be doing Assassin's Creed 4 Resynced on the channel. I already have my copy reserved. And I do plan on finishing Mirage. I don't think we're going to finish it before we try 4, but maybe while we're playing 4, we're going to finish Mirage. And Valhalla has really been getting shafted for the past better half of almost a year at this point with its Paris DLC. I've had the Paris DLC for almost a year now, and then Mirage kind of interrupted it. And I was going to finish Mirage and then do the Paris DLC. But, honestly, I'm at the point where I'm like, you know, if we're going full throttle with Mirage and Black Flag Resynced, we might do the Paris DLC after we play through Black Flag. Valhalla is it'll be interesting to me, and I think I kind of want to do this personally, because Black Flag I played it on the 360, the Switch, and the Wii U. The Wii U version specifically is a really, really, really solid version to play, in my opinion, because you get the map you have the map always on the tablet, which was a really hard change for like the 360 and the Switch, because the map is really tiny in the corner of the game on the screen, instead of just having a giant iPad-sized map in your hands all the time for like sailing and moving around the maps and seeing where the enemies are and stuff. That's why I really recommend Assassin's Creed 3 and 4 on the Wii U. It really, really is just a good quality of life with those games. But, yeah, I think I want to kind of pit, because Mirage is a really surprisingly good Assassin's Creed game. I'm really surprised it ended up being really, really good. It's very different from Valhalla, but it's a great narrative in my opinion. The control scheme is the hardest thing to change after Valhalla once you play a lot of Valhalla like I have, because it is kind of so basic that it feels like a very big step backwards. It feels like you're going back to play Black Flag on the PS4 or 360 or anything. But that's the thing, is to my understanding, Resynced is similar to that. So it's gonna keep the RPG stuff that Valhalla has away for the most part. I'm expecting some RPG light stuff like Mirage has. Need more water. But, if it is RPG light like Mirage, it's probably going to be better for me to play Mirage and Black Flag at the same time while they have similar-ish control schemes of a sort. I don't expect them to be identical or anything like that. But, that might be alright. Plus, if I do Valhalla's last DLC after Black Flag, I can kind of, in my brainscape, critique them as which one do I feel might be the better Assassin's Creed game, because Black Flag and Valhalla very much are the two of my favorite games. They very much are two of my favorite games. Personally, right now, I would say I like Valhalla more than Black Flag. If you asked me that 5 years ago, I would have said Black Flag. Nowadays, I would absolutely say Valhalla, without a doubt. It's like number 4 or 5 on my favorite list. So we will see what the dealio is with Black Flag. One of the Ubisoft founders, like head CEO dudes, just died in like a helicopter crash the other day. That was really wild to read about. Specifically also because Black Flag's just coming out again. It's just a bit of a shame, man. I don't really care for like Ubisoft as a company, but like I do respect the artists and the creatives and people who work for them. They make good stuff. They make very good stuff. They have the new Rayman game coming out and all that. But, yeah, it's just really weird and unfortunate that happened to that guy. I don't know who he is, really, but it's just like, you know, it's just... What a way to go. Ooh, I'm getting kind of tired, sorry. What time is it? It's midnight. It's midnight. I'm probably going to wrap this soon. My voice is starting to dry up worse. And I've talked about a lot of stuff. I talked about the Mist Riven development art book earlier. I have been reading through the Mist novels, and I actually have Mist on my PS5 right now, the new 4K remaster that came out a few years ago that has VR support. I'm not playing it for the channel, but I'm playing it on my own, and once I'm done with Mist, I'm going to play Riven on my own as well. I don't know if I will ever play these games for the channel because they're very personal to me, and I want to have my time with them exclusively. They're not by any means like favorite games of mine, but they do go quite a ways back in my family. But, yeah, that's just a little thing. I'm getting a little, like, brain farty, kind of spacey. Just getting kind of tired. I haven't really... what else? Oh, today, I may as well just mention this on the spot. Today I saw Toy Story 5, and I thought it was a solid 7 out of 10. It was fine. Was it in... My brother would argue with me about this, but it's just that he thinks that it's the worst one out of all 5 movies. I thought it was better than 4. I'm not a fan of Toy Story 4. I think that one has a really poor script. I thought this one had a better script, and I thought that it just felt less awkward and weird, and they did the characters better. I think the message was better in the movie, and the jokes didn't feel ham-fisted or cringy or anything. For some reason, I haven't seen Toy Story 4 since theaters, but I remember the jokes in 4 just being like, ha ha ha, not great. Yeah, I thought Toy Story 5... Really, really good movie. I do recommend it. But, yeah, I'm not about to, like, spoil it or anything. It's still a recent release. And, it's also just a popular movie to probably see this summer, so go see it. I recommend it. Is it better than Toy Story 1 through 3? No. Is it better than 4? In my opinion, yeah, but your opinion might change on that. I think I'm going to talk about the concerts and the gigs I've been to and have done next time, just because those are an entire lecture and conversation, and that'll also give me something to talk about next time when I'm actually, like, doing stuff, instead of just... What? What do you mean complete? What did I complete? You've helped this spirit return to the hopeful steward. What do you mean? I've been walking around monologuing in this episode, in this part, not part, of me just kind of trying to record something. This is more just a catch-up. What do you mean? I've already unlocked this before. Yeah, sure, high five. I don't know what... I mean, I'm gonna buy your hair, I guess. I can do that. It didn't even play an animation for me for that. Man, what a ripoff. Anyway, yeah, I'll talk about, like, the concerts and the gigs and other things like that. Probably in the next part. Oh, another reason why anything like this has been delayed. I totally forgot about this. This is why I've been writing stuff down since I last did anything for the channel. My computer died. My computer literally died between the end of April into early May. I had to order and install a new power supply because the power supply for my PC died, which was not great. I went about a week without a computer, which is fine in this day and age because your phone is also a computer, but yeah, that was interesting. It wasn't the biggest deal. It was just making sure that the power supply I got was one that was essentially new old stock of what I had before. And thank God for IT replacement part websites. That is very handy. I was able to get one. Because my computer is a processing monster. And it needs a lot of power. But yeah, that was something. I was just like, oh man. I was going to, and that actually, because then that fed into me like prepping and starting work for construction for this office and such in the middle of May. Starting to like just bulk buy things, plan things, map things out. You gotta redesign stuff and make sure everything works with it, with your plan. After I got the PC back up and running, I was often doing that stuff, and I was working gigs and going to concerts, traveling, doing a bunch of other stuff. So I was just very busy and weirdly unfortunate. But prior to that, before my computer died, I was going to start making videos, which I still plan to soon. That might be what we do after this, or it might be after another Sky part. I'm not sure. I got a PlayStation VR again. I had ordered a new PlayStation VR. This was a weird little bit of a story in itself. This might be the last story I tell today. Just for catch up on everything that's happened the past few months, since I've been talking now for an hour. That's fine with me. But at the end of March, I was hinting that I was trying to get back into some content that I hadn't done in like 4 or 5 or 6 years or whatever I brought up. And that was me having ordered a PlayStation VR again. Because I had sold my PlayStation VR years ago, back in like January of 2021 or something. I sold it off. Because it was making me a little sick. It gave me headaches sometimes. That's the weird part. Is like, I love the games that I played on it, but the console itself was just kind of an annoyance to me. So I was just like, you know what, screw this. I could use the extra like $150 at the time for whatever I needed. I honestly believe I sold it for some art supplies at the time. So I did that. As the years went on, I still had a few copies like Daredevil and Robinson the Journey. I had sold a lot of the games off, like Moss and a few other things, and I now have a new VR collection. I have Moss again. I still have Daredevil, Robinson the Journey. I have PlayStation Worlds again. There are other games I've kept that just had VR support, like Wipeout, Ace Combat 7. Interestingly enough for me, because I want to look at this after reading through the Concrete Genie art book, I want to do Concrete Genie's VR mode. That is something that I could find very little video of on YouTube from a cursory glance, and the art book really showed me they put a lot of thought and effort into it, and I at least want to see what it's about and see if it actually is like really good or interesting or anything like that. I don't know. I still haven't tried it. I booted it up and it works, so I know it worked. Like the VR mode works pretty well with the VR console. It's its own separate thing. It seems to be kind of similar to Mario Paint in a way, but in Concrete Genie, which is really interesting. Because that's also then a creation engine that a lot of people just aren't using. Let alone very few people have played Concrete Genie anyway, which is a shame. I will always say play Concrete Genie. But yeah, I have a PlayStation VR again, and that was kind of what I was teasing before I took a big hiatus for a while with all this other stuff going on, that I was going to start making VR content again and try to get away from Sky a little bit so I could do that. In the end, I just kind of got away from video games itself because things got busy. And I really want to play some stuff with the VR set. It doesn't give me that much of a headache anymore. Going back to it after not using it for like 5-6 years or so, it doesn't seem to bother me as much as it did back then. I don't know why, but it just isn't as annoying to my eyes. And as I take a swig of water, two interesting things with this as a thing now. One, I originally did the VR stuff on my regular PS4 Slim, and with the VR system I have now, it is hooked up to the PS5 natively, and it's not like it's going to get that much of a... It doesn't technically have any serious support from the PlayStation 5. The PlayStation 5 is in essence interacting with the PlayStation VR 1 like a PlayStation 4 Pro, where it does actually benefit with HDR lighting and some other extra quirks, like better frame rates and things like that. So it does... The VR will work better than it did before from when I last used it, is a general thing. But I also have a game that I'm about to stand up and grab off of the shelf to my side here that I really want to play because it is a recent release for the PlayStation VR, which is weird, and why nobody played it. It's a physical copy. It was sold very briefly through Limited Run, and I looked it up on YouTube and on Google and things. I even looked it up on howlongtobeat.com to see if anybody's ever like tried to map it or do a speedrun or catalog it for a time on how long it is to beat the game. That's the point of that website. And nobody's played this really. So on YouTube, if you look it up, it's called Wind and Leaves. And it's kind of like The Witness and Myst in a way, slash just as a walking sim VR puzzle game. It looks really cool to me. I don't know how good it actually is. I own a copy of it now. But nobody's played this. It came out in like 2024 or 3, which... Does it say on the back of the box? Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is 2023. And it had a very brief run. And it also came out as a digital, but nobody bought it. If you go on YouTube and try to look this up, you'll see like 2 or 3 part 1s from people who were sponsored to play the game for the release of the game. And that's it. And they were not big YouTubers anyway. They're just some general nobodies. And it looks like a good game, but it just seems like nobody's played this. And I find that really interesting because it looks really good. We'll see, but that is a primary on the docket for the PlayStation VR this time. I also intend to do the Concrete Genie stuff. I plan to play Moss. I plan to play through Damascene again. I plan to maybe revisit Robinson the Journey again just for nostalgia's sake. I don't know if it'll be a new playthrough or not. But I do plan over the next 6 months to be playing some more VR stuff again. So for me, that is refreshing because I play a lot of action-adventure stuff, and I've been binging this game a lot over this year. Well, I had been. Of recent, it's been not as much, but Anyway. I ramble. I am sorry if you think it's all talk, but that is what I do in real life too, because that is part of the job. So, it's why, as I've said plenty of times, it's why my college professors loved me. I can orate for hours on end, as long as my Thrusy allows it. In any case, thank you for listening. This has not been much of a watching thing. It's been much more of a listening thing with some sky visuals. I don't really do podcast stuff, but yeah, it's getting late. I've talked a lot now about a lot of things. And yeah. Is there anything on my thing? Oh, I'm going to end this really quick with a funny just anecdote from real life. So, on the side of the road while I was driving, probably about a month ago now, because of how time works, it's been a long time, but I wrote this down anyway. So, on the side of the road, I was driving by really fast, and I passed a sign. This is out in the middle of the country. I passed a sign that just said, Jesus Reveal Tent. Jesus Reveal Tent. And that stuck with me for like a week. That stuck with me as a concept for like a week. It was it mind palaced itself in my head of just like, what do you mean? What do you mean a Jesus? What are you advertising? A Jesus Reveal tent reveal? Oh no, it was Jesus. I spelled it wrong in here. It's Jesus Tent Reveal. Jesus Tent Reveal. Jesus tent reveal. What do you mean by a Jesus tent reveal? Why are you advertising this on the side of a country road? Why is it the only sign I saw for it? Is it a dude in a Jesus? Is it a dude dressed as Jesus inside of a tent being revealed? Or is it a Jesus themed tent being revealed? What is it? What is the context? I will never know. I will never ever in my life know what this Jesus tent reveal was. Because in my brain, it is either only a dude in a tent being revealed as Jesus, or it is a Jesus-themed tent being revealed, which at the same time, why is that a big deal? Does it really look like His Holiness? I'm just like, I don't know. I'll never know what that sign meant by that. I needed that laugh. I'm getting kind of tired. Anyway, so, right. Next time, we will be playing, like, I don't know if we're going to be doing anything for the rest of June, because that's the thing. Tomorrow, I'm picking up a lot more construction to finish off this office space. And then I have to kind of organize a few things. I have to double check some of this wiring, because I've also rewired this entire TV setup. I have my Switch hooked up to it. I have my Wii U hooked up to it. I have my Dreamcast hooked up to it. I have the VR setup. I have my PS5. And I also have my Sega Saturn brought back out and hooked up to it again. There's a lot of stuff. And I just want to double check it. And I'm going to see how this all sounds. See if it sounds good with what we're doing right now. If anything's weird with it. I hope it's fine. If it's not fine, I am sorry you listened to over an hour of this with bad audio settings, but I'm pretty sure this is exactly how it's been before. I strive for perfection. Sound is part of my job too. Audio mixing. But I had like an hour or so to kill. It's late at night, and I'm like, I'm just gonna do this. I'm screw it. I'm just gonna turn this all on and record this stuff, and see how it goes before I get back into my projects and everything else, because I also have stuff to do this weekend. So, yeah. We will be back to normal soon. We'll play some more Sky. We will play some more Assassin's Creed Mirage. We will play and begin some Assassin's Creed 4 Resynced. After the other Assassin's Creed stuff is done, we will dip back into Valhalla and do the Paris DLC. That is still on the docket. We have a whole new thing that we can do with the PlayStation VR. Going to be doing a lot of revisiting of that stuff. And I'm also... Oh, in regards to pre-ordering with Assassin's Creed 4, I also pre-ordered the Moomin Winter game that came out recently digitally. I pre-ordered the physical deluxe edition with like the art book and stuff that comes out in a few months. So later in the year, maybe around the holidays, I will be playing the Moomin game on the PlayStation 5. I still never got around to the Moomin game, the Snufkin game on the Switch, so maybe we'll do that in the fall. I've seen a playthrough of it years ago. That's why I got the game, and I love Moomin. I'm not a big Moomin fan, but I love the cartoon, the anime. And I love Tov's work, Tove Jansson's work. So that is also something that might be going on in a while. Anyway, I am ready to chug this bottle of water I've been sipping lightly this whole time and get back to doing some other editing and work things. So thank you for listening. Not so much watching today. It's just been kind of Sky backdropping. And at the beginning, it was kind of Sky, just taking a look around at what's happened here. And I've already given my thoughts on that. But, yeah. It's an MMO. It changes. It's fine. I'll get used to it. I don't think it's as good as it was before, though. And I will state, next time we do... What are you doing? See, this is what I like. Just walking around and then just some person randomly breakdancing. That is amazing. That is Duende-esque activity. I'll take a look at this Van Gogh season and see if it's interesting to me. If it is, then we'll probably get it and give it a shot. I don't know. I haven't... That's the thing. I'm out of the loop on Sky for quite a bit of things. So... Oh! That's the thing is, like, once I start wrapping up, a new thing comes into my head. So, literally, the day after I ordered the book, the Art of Sky book, and I shit you not, this blew my mind. There's a new art book. The Sky art book has been out for, like, 2 or 3 years or something at this point. And the day after months of waiting to buy this book, the day after, they announce and put up on the store pre-orders for a new art book. And you know what I did? I ordered that one too. So it has like an 11-week pre-order period or like wait period for it to ship out. I think the pre-orders for it end on like the 29th or something like that. I don't know. But I pre-ordered the second book because I could. And I will be getting the second Sky book now when it comes out, presumably in late August or early September, whenever it actually does ship out. I just found it audaciously, serendipitously crazy how after months of waiting and waiting and waiting to buy this book that has been out for years, the day after I do, another one came out. That was crazy to me. Just what are the odds, man? That's one of those things where it's like if I was talking to like my sister's husband or one of my coworkers, they would be like, dude, that is spiritual as hell. They would just be like, all just like the fates are with you, man. Life is weird. I'll talk about some more life next time. But yeah, thank you for listening. Not so much watching. It's just Sky walking around Avery Village. But see you next time. I just wanted to. I remembered that at the last second. I'm like, wait, nope, something weird happened with the art books. But yeah. Have a good day. Have a good night, and see you next time with something else or this. All right. Cool.